Former U.S. Navy SEAL Marcus Luttrell is one of those people who has put his life on the line before for our country. He recently sat down with Glenn to talk about his new book, Service, which documents the stories of true American heroism. Check it out.
We were sitting at the table last night, and you said to Rafe he had a little sticker tattoo on. And you said, don't ever get a tattoo.
Yeah.
And it was kind of hard to have any credibility because you were wearing short sleeves. Roll your sleeves up. And that goes...
It's kind of hard to have some credibility with that, huh?
And it goes all the way on the back. You have half of an eagle.
I do.
Because...
Seal trident. I wear half of the seal trident, and my brother wears the other half. And when we stand together, it makes the mural. We decided to get that done. I was in my late 20s probably when we had a bunch of buddies die, and being in the SEAL teams was our life. And without him, I couldn't possibly think about living, and vice versa. And we gave everything to the team. So that was kind of our tribute to our fallen brothers. And then that was it. That was supposed to be the last one. And then catastrophe after catastrophe, guys kept dying.
This and the other arm is the book in body art.
It is. Yeah, it's a tribute to, like I said, my fallen brothers. Covers a lot of scars, and it's a constant reminder of what we've lost. Not that I need that, but it's just my kind of way of celebrating their life and their death. This is the red horse of the apocalypse, and then the pale, the gray-green horse. So death and or war and death, and then the American flag. It's all tattered and ripped up,
which is on the cover. It's all ripped up. Why?
It just represents war and commitment and death and tears. Just like the red and white stripes. The red stripes are the blood that's shed, and the white are the tears.
You've changed a lot since I first met you.
Yeah, we've been through a lot. Yeah, I guess.
You were really an angry guy. Agree?
Wow, pretty good assessment, I guess.
And I always felt that there was a demon brewing underneath the surface, but you knew it and fought it and kept it at bay. A lot of that came from what we read about in Lone Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why would you, because now you went back to the story.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you dig it back up again?
Well, it was just one of those things that I don't have to dig very far. It's always kind of, it's there. It's always there. It's a constant reminder. But the new book kind of filled in a lot of gaps that were in Lone Survivor. It completes the circle. It finishes it out. It tells you what happened, how it went down. It finishes out my life in the military. I went back to war, dealt with that in Iraq.
You didn't just go back. You didn't just go back to the military. You went to the worst place of all.
Yeah, I guess I drew top card on that one. I went into Ramadi in 06, 07. It was pretty bad. It was horrible, actually. I thought I had experienced war before. Obviously, I'd been in Iraq before, Afghanistan and stuff like that. But Ramadi was it was a special place.
Can you give any perspective on now, what's happening in Iraq now, and is it worth it, Marcus?
I had people ask me all the time. That was a question I would get. Like, I know why we're in Afghanistan, or then I'd have some people say we're still in Afghanistan. I had no idea that we were still there, because everybody focused on Iraq, and people would ask me like, why are we there? And trust me, it's a tough question to answer, I guess. I would get mission briefs and I'd be like, okay, this is why we're here. This is our business. This is what we're doing. We'd accomplish it, or it would go away. Then here's the next one. And I finally had to find my own reason for being over there. I remember being in a house. We had taken it down. We were doing our business as usual, and there was a mother in there and she had 2 daughters, but her 4 boys and her husband had all been slaughtered. And she was just like, "Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for helping us out." And saying, "You don't know what it's like over here. Just don't give up on us." And that right there solidified it for me, because the United States helps. We help people everywhere.
I know.
You know, it doesn't matter what kind of famine, whatever it is. People just say, you know, in the war over here, well, yeah, it's a war over there because they're killing us. You know, and yeah, we're over there trying to help them. So, I mean, look at another country. We're over in another country trying to help them feed the people. If they started killing us, would that be called a war? We need to back out of there then? You know, it's kind of that, I guess it's all on how you define it. But it's, if you think about it that way, it alleviated a lot of that stress for all of us.
So, in the book you talk about, you thought you'd be dead by 40.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Because my brother and I, we ran that ragged edge. You know, our kind of our life motto is, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. And we thought that the job we were doing, and especially with 2 wars going on, you know, how do you live to see 40?
You said last night that it is, you're tired of victimhood.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where, and don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying this in any way, because I know there's some guys that are really messed up and have problems with it, but one of the things is if you sit around and listen to the doctors and to people telling you that you're jacked up, you're supposed to be messed up, you know, here, there's no way it's not your fault, you're messed up, you know, then you start to think like that, you start to feel like that. My brother's the one that slapped this sense into me. He's the one that said that. I mean, he came out of it like a raging bull. He's just like, I'm tired of dealing with this crap. Quit telling me I'm sick. I'm not sick. I'm fine. You know, I know what I did for God and country, and that was part of it. That's history. You know what? I'm good. Leave me alone. You know, and he got away from that. And he just,
how do you know where the difference is between? I mean, because a lot of people won't deal with it. I know a lot of guys like you. I mean, I'll cry at a Kleenex commercial. You won't, and a lot of guys in your position hold it back.
Well,
and say, I'm fine, when you're not. I mean, you are, but you're not. You have to recognize it and then move on.
I think that's that whole tough guy mentality. You know, I'm too proud to admit that I have a problem kind of deal. So, you know, I listen to the doctors and everybody tell me that I'm supposed to be messed up, and this is the reason why I'm messed up. You know, and I was like, all right, that's the fact, and that's the fact. All right, I'm messed up, but I'm not going to sit there and act like I am. You know, I'm gonna move forward. I'm trying to fix it. You know, I'm gonna try to get better. And you just work hard at that, you know. And every day of my life now, I put all my energy and all my attention into my family. That's my sole purpose in life, is to make sure that they're happy and that I provide for them till the day I die. And that's kind of my new mission set, you know, and I don't have time to focus on the bad days and everything like that. And I'm not going to say that they don't show up, you know. I mean, you know just as well as anybody. I mean, you've seen it. I stay at your house, for God's sakes. You know that. I deal with it when it comes, you know, and I have buddies that I call. I'm like, hey, look, having a bad day, you know, have you ever had to deal with this? You know, what'd you do? Or, you know, I just call my brother up in the middle of the night. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And, you know, you don't have to say exactly what's happening, but a phone call in the middle of the night, you're just like, all right, I was having a bad night, and we're talking about some obscure thing.
Right.
I understand why you're calling me. It's saying it without saying it. And that's how the guys like in my community deal with it.
Tell me the one story in the book that you hope people take away.
You know, service, as we were writing it, started to have double meaning, triple meaning. You know, there's just so many concepts behind the whole thing. And I think service, I want people to know that service isn't just in military uniform, you know, not just service to your country through carrying a weapon and fighting wars or anything. Service is to your community. It's service to God. It's service to your family. You know, it's not about yourself, it's about other people. You know, don't be so short-sighted to where all you think about is yourself. You know, you concentrate on the betterment of everything else. And I mean, I think a country would really blossom with that kind of thought process. You know what I mean?
That's a new concept.
Yeah, I don't focus on myself. I focus on everybody else. And when everything else gets better, I'm part of that. So I'll get better as well. You know, and
it's amazing. My father said to me, I was feeling bad for myself this like 15 years ago, and he said, oh my gosh, you're right. You've just been so wronged your whole life. And I was just whining to him. And the point was, get outside of yourself and stop seeing everything as such a big problem, because it's a blessing. Those things are actually a blessing. It puts you where you are. Now get outside of yourself and stop worrying about you.
Yeah.
Start thinking about others.
Exactly right. I mean, my life's, I mean, I'm so messed up that I don't even want to think about myself, so I concentrate on everything else, trying to make everybody else happy and helping everything else out, because I don't want to deal with myself.
Last thing, because Rigby is a relative new dog. When we were on at Fox, this audience followed the story a bit. Update?
Yeah, I owe you a lot for that, and everybody who watches the show, thanks for helping me out, you know.
You had a lot of people praying for you. In case people don't know, some really nasty teenage kids came and shot your dog for sport.
Well, they beat her with a bat, too. I didn't know that. I found that out the day of court when I was on the witness stand, that they had beat her with a baseball bat.
Oh, my God.
And then shot her. And that kind of set me off. You know, it was everything I could do to hold back and not kind of unleash the rage, so to speak.
Because if people don't know, Daisy was your service dog.
She was,
helped you get through. I mean,
when I got back, when I first got back, I got her.
So tell me what's the update? What happened to the guys?
The one guy, 2 years in jail, prison, and then the other guy, 5 years probation. So, you know, a guy, any guy like that who kills animals for fun or whatnot, he's going to screw up again.
Oh yeah, psychopath.
Yeah, exactly. So. The other two guys, nothing. I never even saw them ever again.
Oh, I bet.
After I stopped looking for them, I found them. I did find them, but I didn't. After that, I kind of.
All right. The name of the book is Service. If you are a fan of the lone survivor, this fills in the gaps. It tells you about the heroes that went and looked and eventually got you back into the air and into out of harm's way, and then put you back into harm's way by going back.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point. Name of the book is Service, available everywhere. Marcus Luttrell.